Have you ever stopped to think about the cash in your wallet? Where did it come from? How does an ordinary-looking piece of cotton and linen turn into something powerful enough to buy you food, pay your bills, or even change your life? Today, we're taking you deep inside the highly secretive and fascinating process of how US dollars are actually made. From the raw material to the printing machines, the hidden security features, and the journey money takes before reaching your hands, you're about to discover the story behind every single dollar. The starting point, not paper, but fabric. Most people call it paper money. But here's the surprising truth. Dollar bills aren't made from paper at all. Instead, each bill starts its life as a special blend, 75% cotton and 25% linen. This fabric is far tougher than regular paper, which is why US dollars don't tear or wear out as quickly as the sheets in your notebook. The material also contains tiny red and blue fibers scattered randomly across the surface, one of the very first built-in security features. The fabric comes from a single supplier, the Crane Paper Company, a firm that has been working with the US government for more than a century. Nobody else in the world is legally allowed to manufacture this money material. Imagine that, a private company holding the key to the foundation of America's currency. Designing the dollar, from art to engineering. Before a single bill can be printed, it must first be designed. This isn't just about placing a famous face on the front. Every detail, from the portrait to the background patterns to the tiny words hidden in the corners, serves a purpose. Artists at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, known as the BEP, spend months sketching and perfecting designs. They use old-fashioned drawing techniques with pencils and pens before transferring those designs into steel plates. These plates are not ordinary steel. They're chrome-plated and polished until they shine, because they must withstand enormous printing pressures. A master engraver carves every line and every dot by hand, sometimes taking weeks to finish a single element, like a portrait or decorative border. Once complete, the engravings are combined into a master die, a kind of template from which multiple identical plates can be reproduced. This careful preparation ensures that every bill printed across the country looks exactly the same. Layers of security. The battle against counterfeiting. Counterfeiting is as old as money itself, so the US dollar is packed with layers of defenses. Some you can see, others remain invisible unless tested under certain conditions. Watermarks. Hold a bill up to the light, and you'll see a faint duplicate of the portrait. Security thread. A thin, clear strip runs through the bill. It glows under ultraviolet light, blue, green, yellow, or orange, depending on the denomination. Color-shifting ink. Numbers on the bill shimmer from copper to green when tilted. Microprinting. Tiny words hidden in patterns. So small, you need a magnifying glass to read them. 3D security ribbon. On $100 bills. A blue strip woven into the paper that creates moving effects when you tilt the bill. Together, these features make counterfeiting extremely difficult. Even if someone manages to copy the design, duplicating the material, ink, and hidden threads is nearly impossible. Printing the money. The offset process. Now the real magic begins. The first stage of printing is called offset printing. Huge machines, each weighing more than 70 tons and stretching over 50 feet, coat giant sheets of currency fabric with multiple layers of ink. This stage adds the subtle background colors and intricate fine line patterns. Offset printers are lightning fast. They can print up to 10,000 sheets per hour, each sheet containing 32 bills. But speed isn't everything. After every 500 sheets, quality inspectors pull out samples and check them under magnification to make sure every single line and color is perfect. Intaglio printing, where the texture comes alive. If you've ever rubbed your fingers across a dollar bill and felt the raised texture, you've touched the results of intaglio printing. This process uses the engraved steel plates we talked about earlier. Ink is applied to the plate, wiped clean from the surface, and pressed into the engraved lines. Then, under extreme pressure, the ink transfers to the bill, leaving behind that signature raised feel. The intaglio machines are just as powerful as the offset ones. They also print at 10,000 sheets an hour, but the ink here takes longer to dry, up to 3 full days. That raised texture not only makes the bill recognizable by touch, but also adds another hurdle for counterfeiters. The final details: numbers and seals. Once the colors and portraits are in place, each bill still needs its unique identity. Special letterpress machines stamp serial numbers, treasury seals, and Federal Reserve identifiers onto the bills. Depending on the denomination, the numbers appear in green or black ink. On higher value notes, the large number in the bottom right corner uses that shimmering color-shifting ink we mentioned earlier. Thanks to these machines, every single bill has its own fingerprint. No two are alike. Inspection: the digital gatekeepers. Printing money is not enough. It must also be flawless. That's where the offline currency inspection system comes in. This machine uses high-speed cameras and software to scan every sheet of bills at 2.5 sheets per second. Both sides are checked simultaneously, looking for even the smallest defect. If a sheet fails inspection, workers manually review it. The flawed notes are cut out and destroyed, while the good ones are saved. This ensures that only perfect, genuine bills ever leave the factory. Cutting and packing, from sheets to stacks. After passing inspection, the large sheets go through massive guillotine cutters. The blades slice the sheets into individual bills of exact dimensions, 6.14 inches long and 2.61 inches wide. The notes are then stacked into bricks of 100 bills each, bundled into larger packages, and eventually loaded into armored containers called skids. Each skid contains 4,000 notes. From here, the journey moves beyond the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. Distribution: the role of the Federal Reserve. The U.S. Treasury prints the bills, but it's the Federal Reserve that actually issues them. Until the Fed approves, the bills are not considered legal currency. Armored trucks transport the skids from the printing facilities in Washington, D.C. or Fort Worth, Texas, to Federal Reserve banks. From there, they move to commercial banks and credit unions, and finally, into your wallet. If a suspicious bill surfaces in circulation, banks send it to the U.S. Secret Service, which investigates counterfeiting cases. In fact, the Secret Service was originally created in the 1800s to fight counterfeit money, long before it became famous for protecting the president. The cost of making money. Printing money isn't free. Depending on the denomination, each bill costs between 2.8 cents and 8.6 cents to produce. That might sound small, but when you consider that the BEP prints billions of notes every year, the cost quickly adds up. On average, about $541 million worth of currency is printed daily across the 2 U.S. facilities. What about coins? Bills aren't the only form of money. Coins are made at the U.S. Mint, a separate institution. Pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters are struck from different metals. For example, pennies are zinc with a copper coating. Nickels are a mix of copper and nickel. Quarters and dimes use a copper-nickel alloy. First, massive metal coils are punched into discs called blanks. These blanks are heated, cleaned, and prepared for striking. Then powerful presses stamp the designs into the discs, applying forces of up to 160 tons. Finally, the coins are weighed, counted, bagged, and shipped to Federal Reserve banks, just like bills. But here's the irony. Coins are far less efficient. It costs more to make a penny than the penny is worth. Nearly 3 cents to create a single 1-cent coin. This has sparked debates about whether pennies should even exist. Challenges and controversies. While the system is precise, it's not perfect. Over the years, the U.S. Mint has faced criticisms over safety issues, environmental concerns, and the growing problem of counterfeit coins from overseas. On the other hand, the BEP has also had to keep upgrading security features as technology evolves. Today's printers, scanners, and digital tools make counterfeiting easier than ever. But the US dollar remains one of the most secure currencies on the planet. The bigger picture. Money as art. Next time you hold a dollar bill, take a closer look. Notice the tiny details, the raised texture, the hidden messages. Each one is the result of centuries of trial, error, and improvement. These notes and coins are more than just tools for buying and selling. They are pieces of history, works of art, and symbols of trust. Without them, our economy would look completely different. So the next time you hand over a dollar for a coffee or tuck a few bills into your wallet, remember the incredible journey that money has taken, from cotton fields to giant printing machines, through layers of security and inspection, until finally reaching you. It's more than just money. It's a story printed into fabric. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the secret life of US dollars, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Food Factory, and let us know in the comments. What surprised you the most about how money is made?